Sorry, everyone. We are going now.
The move.
It's time to go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Claude and the Bansters. Hope everyone is well. I've got some great people with me tonight. Claude, how you doing, mate? Hope you're well.
I'm struggling with this, man. I keep sleeping every 5 minutes. It's a real struggle for me. I don't know if I can put up with another fucking 6 weeks of this, mate. I tell you, I'll probably end up fucking hanging myself at the end of it, mate. I tell you, I'm really pissed off with all of it. But we've got to carry on. It's hard work, though. It's hard, man. It's very hard for me.
We'll come on to that subject a bit later on, Claude, because we're going to cover a bit about the virus and what's said.
Sorry to be a pain. Sorry to be a negative start to the show, but I always say as it is, you know what I mean? So, anyway, let's get on.
That's it. I've also got a couple of other the Banster boys with me tonight. We've got the legendary Diesel. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, all good, Till. Yeah, all good, mate. Hello to everybody in the chat. Claude, don't apologise, mate. I'm literally not that far behind you, to be honest with you. Climbing the walls. There's nothing else for me to watch on Netflix, mate. I'm unfortunately, so I'm now watching things back to back. That's how bad it's got. So it's what it is.
And we've also got the Super Lev. How you doing, mate? You good, mate?
Mate, if you asked me about an hour ago, I'll probably be similar. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, go on, mate.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I was going to say, if you... Yeah, an hour ago I would have been the same with these boys, but I'm on the Stellars now. Wife beaters, but no wife, so I'm safe. So, yeah, I'm all right. I'm doing well.
Okay, right, let's get straight into it then. Welcome everyone in the comments.
Pass me one through here, mate. Pass me one through.
Pass you one, yeah.
I ain't had a Stellar in ages.
There you go, mate.
Mate,
I tell you what, does the job.
This might be.
It don't mess about.
This might be the new thing, boys. You know what I mean? It might be the new virtual pub nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of people are doing that now, aren't they?
Do you know what? Talking about all this, yeah. Why can't they do that with the pubs like they do with these supermarkets? Let 5 in, say you've got an hour and a half, and then 5 out, then 5 in. At least gives people an hour and a half drinking. You know what I mean? You could do that, couldn't you?
I would like to be the man trying to kick you out, Claude.
No. Be fair. You go in, 5 of you. You keep your distance, yeah. Just you keep your distance.
Keep your distance.
You're 2 meters difference, and you go in. You get like they do Lidl's. They're letting 5 in, 5 out, 5 in, 5 out, but on an hourly basis. At least a few of you will get to have a drink in the pub.
Yeah.
What did you slide around down the bar?
You know what I'm saying?
Like
I'm sick. Oh dear! Don't get me started, please. Anyway,
we've got a super chat here from Daniel. Hope you're good, Daniel, the blind Gooner. Everyone, go and give him a follow. He's a top man. He's put, "Hi guys, hope you're all well. I'm feeling down today. Had enough of this lockdown."
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Stella, Daniel.
Has it been 2 weeks now? We've been doing this.
It's just
over a month.
Yeah, just over a week, really. Last Friday.
No, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I'm sure it's 2 weeks.
It feels a lot longer, doesn't it?
And we've got another 2 months of this, 2 more months of this, mate. Oh, I don't know.
We'll come on to that, Claude, in a bit after. Well, let's get to the welcome to everyone in the chat and all. Hope everyone's safe. Just to let everyone know, at 8 o'clock, we will be stopping for a minute to clap the NHS for the great job that they're doing at the front line. Sad news that a couple of doctors have passed away while trying to fight this disease and help everybody. So we're stopping for a minute and clapping our NHS. So in about 8 minutes' time. But let's get straight to the first point that I want to get onto, and that's the Football League have come out and said that they're determined to finish the season off. You got Belgium that's come out today and said that they're cancelling their league, but giving Bruges, who's top of the league at the moment, they've named them champions, and they're just saying that the positions in the table, the positions that it's going to end with. But our leagues have come out and said that they're determined to finish them. So what's your thoughts on that, Claude?
Yeah, I think it's a brave decision from the Belgian league to do that, because at the end of the day, they've cancelled the league. What about all the teams in the other positions? It's all very well saying the champions and this. What happens to the other teams in the league? I don't know what's happened. Do they get relegated then, or without finishing the season? I mean, I don't know what the system is. It just have they relegated the teams that are in the bottom three?
I just think whether they're finished in the league, that's it. That's what they're just saying.
So they made them champions. But what I'm trying to say is, if they cancelled it and made them champions, are the three that in their position or wherever? I don't know if it's three down in Belgium, but are they going down? I'd love to know that, because if it is true, then that's unfair.
Yeah,
because they have not had the chance to finish the season. It's all very well going on about giving it to the team that's won the league, and they're clear. And I don't mean they'll feel that comfortable being given the title either, because it don't seem right to me, because they've not really won it, have they?
No,
you know what I mean.
No,
and that's always going to be in the background. The title, that did they really win it? And but I've got to say, with the if it's a situation of those, if the three teams that get relegated, I feel it's not right. I don't think it's right. No, but then, do you know what? There's no real right answer to this. I mean, we could be dragging this on till next year. I mean, who knows how long this is going to go on for?
Yeah.
You know.
Daniel just put, when can I come on and join you guys again? Daniel, soon. It'll be soon, mate. It'll be very soon.
I'll give you a ring, Daniel. I'll give you a ring soon, mate. I'll give you a ring. Sorry, mate. I've been so down on at the moment. I've had a lot of things on my mind. I will give you a ring soon, Daniel. Don't worry.
Seamus has just put here, Claude, that Bruges were 15 points ahead with one game left.
Oh, well, sorry, then. That's different. No, but as far as winning the league, they've won it. Yeah, that's no doubt about it. But was there a couple of points is only one game left in the Belgium league? Did you say?
That's what he just said. Yeah, one game left in the.
Yeah, but how is the bottom three? The bottom three, are they still had a chance of getting out? These are a lot of things that got to be. I can't really answer until you give me them facts.
Yeah, I'll be having a look at that. Diesel, what's your thoughts on it, mate?
What, the Premier? Do you know what, Tel? To be honest, I can't see how they're going to finish it. I seem to change my mind on this every single day, right? But every possible scenario that I'm thinking of, someone's going to lose out. It doesn't seem fair, you know. But on the flip side of that, it's easy for me to sort of say that. But then I don't know. But then if I look at another scenario, then, you know, certain clubs are going to miss out, or they're going to, you know, forget money for a minute. I'm talking about league positions and, you know, things like that. If you're going to give Liverpool the title, which, look, 2 games left, I think they only had to win 2 more games, and it's obvious they're going to win it. And to be, in my opinion, taking the Arsenal cap off, I think it's very well deserved. If I'm being honest, as a football fan, you know, I'm a massive believer in that saying, credit where credit's due. But then saying that, if you do that for Liverpool, you also, on the other end of the scale, you've got to look at the clubs sort of down below, and who do you relegate? You know, look at Sheffield United and Wolves. You know, those sort of teams. What happens to them with sort of Champions League places? It's all I can say, lads. I'm so glad I'm not the one making this decision, because you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, really, ain't you? You know.
Yeah.
It's a tough.
There's no easy answer. There's no easy. There's no right. You know what? There's no right way of doing this. It's. I think the only right way is to give everyone an opportunity, and hope in the next 6 weeks for all our mental health, really, that this gets sorted out and it goes reduced. I suppose you can play it behind closed doors. Do you know what it's all about as well? There's a lot of money involved. See, it's very easy for us here to sit and say it's about our lives when we've got half of us have got half a pot of pissing. You know what I'm saying? It's very easy. These people have built businesses up, and that's their life. They built their businesses up, and they're the ones that are going to lose money, and that will cause a lot of depression, and then in the end as well. So, you know, it's all right saying lives are more important. Yeah, of course they are important, but we've also got to look at the other angle as well, isn't it?
Just before I come to you, Lev, on your opinion, the Belgian,
don't worry about it, though.
Belgian League, Claude, the bottom three wouldn't be able to get out of the relegation anyway on that last day. So it would have just.
Well, exactly. So it's not fair.
Jump each other.
Fair. No.
They would have been able to jump each other, but they wouldn't have been able to get out of the relegation if it was. I don't know if it's a 3 or 2 in Belgium or what, but they would have
been able. Sorry, they would have been able to get out. Yeah.
No.
It's not fair. No.
If 3 go down, Claude, in the Belgium League, I don't know how many go down. If 3 go down, then they would have went down no matter if they won their games or not. But if only 2 went down, then any one of them 3 could have got out of the relegation. So it is a little bit.
But then also then you also got the European places. See, this is as well the European places. For Europa League, for I don't know if the second team in Belgium goes straight into the Champions League qualifier. No, it's a lot of things like that. You know what I'm saying? I think until we know the full scale of it, it's not an easy one to answer.
Yeah.
And what's happened with our champion? You said the championship. Sorry.
All the leagues have come out and just basically said that they want to try and get the league finish. I'll touch on that a bit after because it's just coming up to 8 o'clock and get.
With all due respect, Terry, I'm sorry to keep interrupting you like this. With all due respect, we know that anyway. So what? That's not real news, is it? We knew that they were going to try and get as well as the Premier League. We knew that was going to happen. That they're going to try and give it.
Sorry, mate. It's 8 o'clock, so I just
8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock.
And I just want to.
Should we clap here, or am I sticking my head out the window?
I'm going to stand out the way, so
I'm going to stick my head out the window. I'm going to stick my head out the window because I.
Well done to the NHS and everyone on the front line. That's putting themselves at risk to help save others. I mean, we're sort of we've lost 2 main doctors already to this now. You know, fighting to help others out, and just want to say to their families, thoughts, prayers are with you. We'll get back on virus again in a minute. But what was your opinion on it, Lev?
I can still hear them clapping.
Yeah, I can still hear them at mine and all. Yeah.
My opinion is I'm sort of over trying to figure out what they're going to do. To be honest with you, it's just what we could talk about it all day long. I'm confused. There's nothing we can really come to as a conclusion. The Belgium League was quite simple. It's quite straightforward. Bruges won it. 1 game to go. As you mentioned earlier, I was going to mention it. You know, the bottom of the table was quite sort of straightforward too. The Premier League's a bit more difficult because there's still a lot more games to go. And obviously there's a lot sort of hinging on it was starting to get interesting, wasn't it? With the running with the Champions League places and Arsenal started to hit a bit of form. Some teams were losing a bit of form. Spurs has lost Kane and Son, so that could have really had a bit of an influence on where they were going to end up. There was a lot of ifs and buts, but we've spoken about this subject quite a few times now, and we keep thinking it's going to be a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Now it's looking like a couple of months. What do you do? What do you do, mate? So I've just decided I'm drinking Stella. It's as simple as that. So I don't know, mate, is my answer in short.
Sorry, Lev, you come in with a point there to saying it's all well and dusted, but we don't know that because there are still European places to be played for in Belgium. So
no, not in Belgium. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, mate. But they do have to come up with some sort of conclusions, though, Claude, don't you? I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to shut down anytime soon. I'm being told it's a couple of months still. So what do you do? What do you do?
We could start the season in August. I mean, recommence this season in August. So I don't know.
And when do you start the new season?
I'm telling you now, this is going to go on and on and on. And I'll tell you why, because there's too much money involved. Too much money involved for them to just avoid it, mate. There'll be absolute chaos if they avoid it, mate, because there'll be too much money involved.
Claude, it's such a difficult one, though, mate. I mean, this isn't something that you usually. Anything else you could sort of make sort of arrangements for, but what do you do with this? What do you do? You've never come across a situation like this before. The closest thing you could say is the war, Second World War, where they had to sort of stop it for 2 years or whatever, or a couple of years. But I don't know, mate. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Really. But as I say, Diesel hit the nail on the head. I'd rather not be the person making those decisions.
With all due respect, Lev. With all due respect, Lev. During the war, they didn't have football wasn't a big business. It wasn't a big business then. Now it is a big business.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Whether you like it or not.
Right. I mean,
it's
100%, mate. 100%. I mean, it's such a difficult situation.
What was that comment? Can you put that comment back on? I saw it.
It says from Stu, it says too many teams have had successful seasons. The only teams that want it voided have never have nothing to lose or something to gain. I agree. And there's a lot about that because we've heard from our own fan base. There's a lot about going on about that with where people say, "Oh, F off Liverpool, we don't give a shit." But if that was our fan base and we're 25 points. We'd have a different attitude. I don't care what anyone says. We would not be doing this. Oh, it's all about lives. If it was our own fan base, I can assure you of that. In fairness, Liverpool deserve to finish the season. I want to pick
every chance to finish the season.
Claude, I want to pick up on that in just a second. I'm just going to basically say my piece. Look, for me, at the end of the day, I mean, for Liverpool and Liverpool fan base, it's been a fantastic season. We can't deny them that. You know what I mean? They've been by far the best team this season. So they've got to get something, in my eyes, even if they stop the season now. They've got to get something to show what they've done so far. That is just my opinion. That
won't mean nothing to them.
Yeah, well, that
would mean nothing.
Yeah, but I mean, as regards...
Sorry.
That's all right, mate. It's no problem. As regards to getting this season finished, I think they're right what they've said. I think they need to get this season finished no matter how long it's going to take. Even if it means we have to play the rest of the season in September, October, what I think we should do is just shorten the league next season. Just make it 30 games.
Yeah.
Make it 30 games, 20 games. Because then everyone will agree on that. Do you know what I mean? So then you can go by that. You've got to, in my eyes, you've got to finish the season. Otherwise, there'll be too many legal battles involved because obviously you'd have Liverpool with a legal battle saying about that. You'd have the relegation battle, the teams. You'd have the European battle. You've got sponsorships. What happens with all their money that they've put in? I think it's just a minefield. So in my eyes, no matter what, they need to get the season finished. That's in my opinion. I just want to pick up what you were talking about earlier about Liverpool. Now, sorry, Lev. Sorry, go on, mate.
No, go on.
Left,
No,
did you
you
wanna say
carry on,
something?
because I think I've got a bit of a delay, and I don't want to interrupt you while you're talking.
Yeah, the
No,
Wi-Fi
it's
is a
fine.
bit
You carry on,
funny
mate.
tonight.
I was just going to say, do you think? Yeah, let me log off and come back on. You lot carry on.
All right, mate, no problem. Yeah, so what I was going to say is I was listening to TalkSport the other night, a couple of nights ago, and they were saying that there was rumours going around that the Premier League were going to hand Liverpool the title. But what they would do is that they would give them a smaller trophy and they would only claim it as half a league because they've only done half a season, right? And their point making of that is that if they won the league 2 more times, then they would be in front of Man United because they'd won it 20 times and a half. So what I want to know is, listen, honestly, this is what's his name, Jason Candy and Goldstein were talking about this. Honestly, and they had all the phone-ins.
Yeah,
and that,
I did hear. Yeah,
Liverpool fans were going mad. But what I want to know is your opinion. And if that was Arsenal, right? If that was Arsenal, and the Premier League said to you as a fan, would you want to avoid the league or have be known as the champions, but only for half a season? What would you want? Would you want half a league and be known as champions, or just void the league altogether after the season that you've had? Just before we do that, just have the super chat from Chadwick. Hello, Chadwick. Hope you're good, mate. Answers from all of you. What shop business do you miss most that is closed during this lockdown? We'll come back to that, Chadwick.
I know what Claude's one is.
Oh, yeah.
Big M.
Sorry, go give with the question.
Diesel, did you hear that question that I just said, or what I just put?
No, what was the question? Put it back again, mate.
Right, I'll say it again. Basically, I don't know where he's gone again. The internet has been playing up with everyone.
There it is. I've got it on my thing. Answer from all of you. What shop business here we got? What shop and businesses do you miss most that is closed during the lockdown? I missed the pub.
I thought he was going to go with the golden arches.
I missed the pub. Yeah, I missed the pub. I got because at least the pub you could go and have a chat with your friends, a little chat there. I miss my normal chats, but no, I miss the pub more than anything, and of course the cafe. I miss the cafe a lot, mate. My breakfast in the morning. Yeah. I was regularly going down my cafe to get breakfast in the morning. That's another thing I missed. Yeah.
Is McDonald's in third place?
McDonald's, you know what? McDonald's was great when they were doing Uber Eats, and then they stopped that as well. You know what I'm saying? And you know what winds me up? Uber Eats, and this is I'm annoyed. I'm thinking of getting rid of the account. I'm really annoyed. They were doing while the lockdown was on, we're doing free delivery, and they fucking stopped it after 2 weeks.
Have they?
Yeah,
they stopped
and they
it.
said they were going to do it while the lockdown was on. Free delivery, and then they stopped it.
Claude, maybe they're listening, mate. Maybe they're going to change their tack now that they.
Well, I'm really pissed off with it. I'm telling you.
Claude's cancelling Uber Eats unless you do something about it, Uber.
Everyone get onto them.
I'm going
to. Claude, try some of the others. You've got Deliveroo. What's the other one you got?
Yeah, well, we'll try that, but because I'm not happy with that, what they've done there.
So Just Eat's another one.
The trouble with Uber Eats, you can't phone them. It's all on. You can't even get them online. You can't. The only time you can get them is do you rate when they want a tip for the driver? That's the only time you can get them.
Hazel, what shop do you miss the most in?
To be perfectly honest, lads, I miss all the food places.
Yeah, exactly.
Shocker.
Seriously, honestly, do you know what it is? I've been that bored, right? That what I've been doing, and it does seem to be helping me a little bit. Is I've just been going out for a drive. Yeah. I stay in the car. I play some tunes. I just go out for a drive, even if I park up somewhere just for an hour, listen to the radio, talk sport or music or whatever, just to get out of the house. And I know, obviously, things like that is what I sort of what people sometimes take for granted. But it's actually, for me, it's actually it's a luxury, it's a perk. Thank God I've got a car. Thank God I can drive, because I think everyone needs that little bit of escapism. Actually, sod that. I miss the food places. The one thing I'm missing the most, if I'm totally honest, is the gym. I miss the gym.
Yeah,
I think, Lev, you're with me, innit? I'm eating more. I'm the kind of guy I need to work out.
I've ordered weights and a bench, Diesel. I've ordered weights and a bench. That's how desperate
Telling
I'm
you,
mate.
I look at a cake. If I look at a cake, I put half a stone on. I just look at it. That's how bad it is.
Stop looking at it, Diesel. Stop.
I can't help it, mate. Visualites, innit?
We've got a super chat here from our main man, Shaheen. Hope you're great. Hope you're good, mate. He said, great show, guys.
Shaheen Shamazar, only $23.99.
Fantastic progress and shows. Keep up the great work. Yeah, thank you, Shaheen. Thank you.
Hey, that's your overreach delivery charge, so he called it.
Shaheen.
Or is it he's coming as the CH on his name.
Sorry, mate. What were you saying, Terry?
I said, is it the gym that you missed the most then?
Mate, Diesel's answered it for me. Like, I'm used to getting up in the morning and going to the gym, right? So, like, I know I've done everything I need to do. Listen, I'm a Cypriot. I love food. Food is my biggest thing. I love food, right? So I like to be able to eat what I want without worrying about it. So the gym is a massive one because you put the credits in the bank before you start munching, right? So that's what I like to do. Now you're just sort of, as Diesel's saying, you're worried, you're looking at it, you're thinking, I'm sitting here. I've gone through every single box set you can think of. I've even done Sons of Anarchy, which I never thought I would, but I'm actually into it. So yeah, gym is the one I miss the most, man. Like, seriously. And today, as I said, I think today's the first day I've actually started having a few drinks. It's a couple of days before my birthday, so I'm a bit worried now. I mean, we've still got a couple of months to go. I'm probably going to come out of this an alcoholic. I don't know, mate. But yeah, Jim, 100%.
For me, sorry, just quickly. For me, it's Miller and Carter. Love it. Love steak. Love the gravy over there.
Miller and Carter.
Miller and Carter.
Is that an
There's
Essex?
one at Harlow, isn't there? There's one at Harlow.
Yeah.
Terry, I'm with you, mate.
Just as you come off M11, isn't there? There's one there, isn't there?
Yeah. No. That's it. There's one there.
I know that one.
Yeah.
See, when it comes to steak, Hawksmoor and Goodman's, I've never heard of Miller and Carter. Hawksmoor and Goodman's I've heard of. Miller and Carter, I haven't. It must be.
Liv.
Boys, my guys in the chat. Can we all show Jake
here we go.
Here, right? This is my guy.
Jake is Diesel's mate, and he's made up a fake profile. I'm convinced now.
That's how bored I've been. I am now on Insta, guys. I'm now on Instagram, right? So it only took me 24 hours, literally, to open up an account. Did not get how it worked at all, but I'm
to work out how to use the account, you mean?
Yeah, honestly. Story? What story? I ain't got a story. I'm in. We're in a pandemic. We can't leave the house.
What's the story, Morning Glory? Yeah, I know.
Right, thanks for that super chat. Let's get back.
Tell everyone, keep putting the likes. It helps the channel. Keep putting the likes. All you've got to do is press like. Keep like, subscribe. Keep doing that, everyone, please. It helps our channel. It helps us move, and then
we're not asking for much. Not asking for much.
Yeah, thank you.
I like.
A little clip.
Back on the topic of the football. Just before you went, Lev, I was saying that on TalkSport Radio the other day, they were saying that the Premier League might hand Liverpool the Championship trophy, but it would be a smaller trophy than the original one.
Is that a wind-up, Tell?
That's all rubbish.
That's a wind-up. Come on, that's got to be a wind-up.
Listen.
Either you hand the trophy, you either hand them the trophy or you don't hand them at all.
You hand them a small
Listen. The reason why they're saying that is because obviously there's still 10 games to go, and that they wouldn't have finished the full season, so they would have only.
Terry, sorry to interrupt you here, Derek. Terry, listen to me.
Jesus Christ, Terry! Now you started it, mate.
You know what? At the end of the day, it's not about trophies. It's about the knowledge that you are champions. You could have the smallest trophy in the world. It doesn't mean a difference. Don't make no difference. It's the knowledge that you are champions.
Yeah.
The trophy means nothing. You could even have a little. Look at the Ashes. You know the Ashes in cricket. A little thing like that. Does it make any difference? No, of course it doesn't.
But that's what I was saying.
It's the honour that you got. You're champion. I don't care what the trophy looks like.
No, exactly. No, they did say that. They did say that they would be noticed as champions, but only for half a season.
Terry, this is what I was going to ask you, mate. I was going to ask you this actually, and the rest of you boys as well. As good as Liverpool have been, and let's be honest here, they've been the best team of the season by far, right? Yeah. Do you think this whole this COVID-19 thing is going to mar the sort of memory of this season for them? Because, like, if it hadn't been for this virus, obviously everyone would have been singing their praises. Everyone would have been saying it's amazing. There would have been no sort of issues. It would have finished as normal. They would have received a normal size trophy instead of a quarter size, according to you, Tel. Do you think this whole thing, even if they are awarded it, do you think it's marred the season for them? And do you think it's sort of muted it a little bit, so in the future people sort of forget about it because they'll go, "Oh, that was a season with a COVID-19 virus."
You're exactly right, Liv. That's exactly what people would remember. They would obviously say what a great season Liverpool had, but the main thing they would remember about that season, in my eyes, is obviously the virus.
It's mad, isn't it? It's a shame for them. They've waited how long for this title?
I know. Let me quickly ask you then. So if you was a Liverpool fan now, so we'll say this was happening at Arsenal.
Shut up, Tel.
I say we would say this: Arsenal was about to win the league, and the Premier League gave you two options, right? You either go down as champions, but only for half a season, or you void the season and have nothing. What would you boys, and everyone in the comments, let me know, what would you boys rather have? Would you rather have half a season and be champions, known for that, or just void the season and don't win, after 30 years of maybe winning the league?
It's either the full champions or none at all for me. That's how I look at it. I'm sorry, this half champions nonsense it's ridiculous. Let's give them every opportunity to win the title. Let's give them every opportunity. All right. I know there's a few Arsenal fans.
So if that was you, Claude, you would rather void the league then, yeah?
Yeah, I would rather void it than have half. They deserve more than half. But they deserve to finish the season. And if they mess it up, then that's another thing altogether. But which I doubt they will, but they deserve to finish the season off. And even if it means behind closed doors or wherever, without even spectators, they deserve to finish it off. That's how I see it.
Claude, you're right. We've got a couple of Liverpool fans in the chat. I think it was Cheddar. Hope you're good, mate. He said
my Cypriot brother, Cheddar. Yeah, man.
He would rather void the league than have half a season. And there was someone else who said that no matter what, sorry, Seamus, he's a Liverpool fan, and the full season played out.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course it needs to be played out. And you know what? In August, the weather's going to get nicer as well. It might be better, and it might be not too bad. Even if they have to play it behind closed doors with a few TV people there, that's it. But let's play it out and then start another season off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Nice one, Omar. Thanks, brother. Thank you, man.
Even if it means the pools panel getting involved, the pools panel.
Yeah. Diesel, what would you rather have, mate?
Yeah, I'm the same as Claude. Technical hitch. No, I'm the same. Listen, it's when I think they've won 26 games out of 24, something like that. Half. No. I'm one of them people, I don't do seconds. It's number one or it's nothing. It's first or nothing. And I would have more respect for Liverpool if they said, if they were offered half a trophy and they turn around and went, do you know what? Nah, keep it. I would rather nothing. We have a whole trophy. If you look at, on reflection, if you look at the season we've had and what we've done, bear in mind, they had a great season last year.
We'll save on the silver, wasn't it, Claude?
I'm saying. So, For me, no. But do you know what, guys? I just want to throw this out there, right? Because we're talking about football, right? I read the other day about a 13-year-old child who died from coronavirus, right?
Yeah.
Now, we obviously, whether, a lot of us are fathers and, we've got kids and stuff like that. That puts it into perspective, because I think when this thing started going around, we was under the impression that, it's really only the elderly who would get affected, and obviously who wouldn't survive it. Now, when I'm hearing things like a 13-year-old child has died from it, for me, football pales into significance, and I'm leaning more in the camp where I'm thinking, do you know what? Sod the money, sod the football.
So what? Yeah.
Kids are dying. And for me, I just think sometimes if they void it, it's for the right. If they do it, I can see why they've done it. I'm not that fussed. I just want us to try and get through this pandemic, because if more kids are getting killed, I'm sorry, football for me is not even a discussion. That's just where I am on it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
I understand where you're coming from, but there'll be a lot of more people hanging themselves if we have to put up with this fucking thing for the next 10, 12 weeks. I tell you.
Wow.
No, you think this is causing depression? You don't think this don't cause depression? This shit.
Yeah.
Sitting indoors, not being able to go out and do what you want.
Claude.
It's not being in prison. It's
Claude.
not being in prison, mate.
Claude, can we? I just want to finish off talking about the football, and then we'll come back, because I do want to touch on what you're saying about the virus and things like that. So, what was your thoughts on it, Lev? Just quickly, Liverpool thing. Half or no?
Do you know what, right? I mean, Diesel's hit the nail on the head for me. We won't go into that too much. I mean, for me, I've just started. Every day I care a little bit less about this situation based on what, exactly why, what Diesel's saying. But if we're going to look at it just based on the question you're asking me, firstly, how can you give someone half a title or half a trophy? They've been by far the best team in the league this season. We do spend a lot of time in the summer with pointless sort of things like the Emirates Cup and things like that, don't we? So why not utilise it? Why not utilise the summer period where it usually finishes, and then we have a couple of months out, and then like 1 or 2 weeks into the season ending, you get your clubs chasing you for another season ticket purchase. It's like, it's crazy. But I would say spend those summer months that normally we would have off to finish it. I mean, hopefully June, July will be over this situation. June, July, August, we could finish it off. Settle this matter. I would say if we had to, I would give Liverpool the title. Everyone's saying, "Oh, don't give it to them because they haven't finished it," or some Liverpool fans even say they don't want it. But as far as I'm concerned, they're that far ahead; they should have it. Simple as that, right? I mean, if it was a few points or 5-6 points in it, then anything can happen. But as where they are with a points difference, you've got to give it to them.
Yeah,
simple. But you've got July and August to finish this, and you can do it between those 2 months. Hopefully, by then we're out of the woods, and there's no issues. I would use July and August to finish it off.
That's why you've got to give it time. That's why exactly you've got to give it time.
We're all, it's all hypothetical right now, and this is why I think I've got to a point where right now I don't really look into it too much, because we could talk about it till we're blue in the face. It's hypothetical. We don't know what's happening. We don't have a clue. This is not a situation that we're schooled on or are educated in or have anything else to sort of compare it to. So we just got to suck it and see. It's as simple as that, boys. So yes, I do think we should finish it. Yes, I think we should use July and August to finish it. Yes, I believe Liverpool should be crowned title holders, and yes, I do believe everyone should be given a chance to have their positions to finish Champions League positions and relegation battles and all of that. But until we know what's happening, it's a very, very difficult situation to comment on anymore, really.
No, I'm the same. I'm the same as you guys. For me, I just think we should do everything we possibly can to try and finish this season off. Anyway, we shouldn't even be talking about crowning Liverpool half of the season or whatever. We should be trying to get the season finished, And like I said, if it goes on late into this year, then all we should do is just shorten the season next season. That's the way I think we do it.
Don't forget, because we've not really mentioned this, right? Don't forget also, irrespective of whether this season gets finished, I guarantee there's a lot of players who will not feel comfortable playing, and they will have the right to basically to refuse to play. And I if I'm honest, I can see it. I can see there being a lot of players who won't feel comfortable playing.
Yeah.
But how do you tackle that?
I agree with that, Diesel. And also, what's really interesting, which I'd like, I don't know if we want to touch on it, is how is it going to affect the transfer window? Because I've already seen Josh Kroenke come out saying that he's going to have to sell some players. But then again, we knew we were going to have to sell some players anyway. Let's be honest. There's some dead wood we're going to get rid of. So
was that an April Fool's? Was that an April Fool's, though?
I don't know if that was April Fool's.
What saying we... No, it was saying we're going to get rid of some players.
Josh Kroenke, was that an April Fool's? Someone pointed an April Fool's out?
When you went on it, it was from August last year.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was from August last year. Yeah.
Well, but on a serious note, though, how is it going to affect the transfer window? How is it going to affect it? It's got to affect it in some ways. Maybe that's something we can touch on. I don't know, but it's definitely going to affect the window in some ways.
I think we'll come back to that, Lev. I want to move on now.
Yeah, I'll let you.
This topic, boys. Just get it on the screen. And the topic is obviously the club down the road. Daniel Levy for Tottenham. Daniel Levy has announced that Tottenham paid 550 non-playing staff on furlough as part of measures to protect jobs amid the coronavirus. They're the only club that are doing this at the moment. Everyone.
What a tight ass.
Every other club.
What a tight ass.
Every other club. Let me just get the other slide up that I've got. Where are we?
They're probably losing more money than anyone else because of the new stadium, isn't it? I mean,
well, exactly.
It's a bad time for them, Claude. It's a bloody bad time for them. We were trying to tell Spurs fans this. When you set up a new stadium, it's not easy, and then they'll be hit with the coronavirus.
Oh, you got. I know Diesel wanted to pick up on this. He said about Barcelona players. You got the Barcelona players taking the 70% pay cut and make additional contributions to ensure staff.
Can I butt in, Terry? Can I butt in? It's not a pay cut. It's a deferred payment. There's a difference between pay cuts. No. Listen to me. It's not a pay cut. What they're doing is they're deferring it until they'll get that money back when the money comes back into the system. So they're not taking a pay cut. What it is, it's a deferred payment. There's a difference.
Okay. So they're putting it aside for now. Yeah.
But before everyone goes on about he's great, he's giving 70% of his wages up. He's not really. What he's doing, he's deferring it to when we get back to normal again, that money will go back into their bank account. Don't worry about that.
Well, it's still better than your club going to furlough, though, isn't it?
No, just before I'm saying people are taking pay cuts. They're not
100%.
I just want to pick up on these few points and then we'll talk about it a bit further, Claude. So you've got the Barcelona players apparently doing that. You've got Juventus players and managers agreed to freeze their pay for 4 months. Bayern Munich and Dortmund players agreed to take pay cuts. Arsenal have donated 150k to the local charities, offers facilities and transport to the NHS, and will continue to pay non-playing staff full wages. And then obviously you've got Tottenham themselves.
Boys.
You've got Tottenham themselves, Daniel Levy, who earns £7 million a year, and a billionaire owner, Joe Lewis, cut non-paying staff wages by 20% and asked for government handout. What's your thoughts on this, boys?
I'll let one of the other boys go first on this.
Claude. Before I rip into him, do you want to?
I feel that every club has got it's in a different situation. Tottenham have just built a new stadium as well, and let's not forget that. So they have to be very careful with the money. I know you're saying they're all billionaire, but then at the end of the day, that money's interest, the interest is going up on it on their on buying the building and everything like that as well. So, which I can understand. I think if Arsenal might have been in that position where they're just we're ahead on that with the stadium. We're ahead, aren't we? So it's a different situation. So, every club's different. Every club is different. I can't, they can't afford to pay the wages. They have to. But then again, as I said to you, I think it's deferred. These wages are deferred for the moment. We're getting a false impression here about pay cuts and all that. I think they're deferring payments. So when they get back to normal again, then that money will go into their account.
Okay, Diesel?
Yeah, I'm going to go different to Claude because I think it's an absolute disgrace. Reason being, and do you know what? I'm not just saying this because obviously
you're not arguing with me already, are you?
No, look, I can't argue with you. I agree with you on most things. It's just this one thing, right? But listen, it's Spurs. Forget the stadium, right? Spurs are a very rich club, and do you know what? When I'm seeing clubs less profile, with less money than Spurs, whether it be lower league or even clubs in the Premier League, and they're sticking by their staff, the non-playing staff, right, and ensuring that their wages are paid in full, whether it be the players fund it or help them out. When I'm seeing clubs with less money, less prestige, less a stadium, less expensive players, less everything, they're doing that. And I read about Spurs doing this. And bear in mind, they're the first club to come forward and do this. It doesn't. It doesn't. It should shock me. It doesn't, because I've never really regarded Spurs as a classy club, and I'm being honest, I don't. That's where Arsenal do come in, not being biased. Arsenal over the years have been a classy club. Yes, we've not done well at the moment, but that is a difference. You can't buy class. And when you look at who owns Spurs as well, with the billions he's got, I'm sorry, you're telling me that man couldn't have done anything? Come on, I think it's a disgrace. That's where I'm at on it.
We've got a super chat from Alexander. How you doing, Alexander? I hope you're good, mate. Thank you for your contribution as always. He's put, the world is no longer going to be the same. Shame.
It never was going to be. When the world changed, didn't you? When the Twin Towers went down, I think the world changed then, mate. So don't ever think it's any different now. Let's carry on. Sorry.
Okay, Lev. Can you hear us, Lev?
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah. What's your opinion on that?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, what's your opinion on the Tottenham thing?
That cat got your tongue, boy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh my God!
The Wi-Fi is terrible tonight.
All right. Listen. I'm with Diesel in this one. It's a joke.
Come on, Lev.
Have a word with yourself, Spurs. It's a fucking joke. Like, seriously. Like, what? So you could pay your players the full whack, right, and defer payments and all this stuff, but the poor old tea ladies and cleaners and all the people that keep that club running, you're going to screw them over and put them on furlough. Have a word with yourselves, Spurs, right? Honestly. Daniel Levy's having a bubble. I just can't get my head around it. Like, I know it's an unprecedented thing. I know that they've just built a new stadium. I've always told every Spurs fan, until you've been through that whole building new stadium, you could sit there and they gave me all these excuses about, but Levy's done it that way and he's done it this way. We knew at some point they were going to feel the pinch financially. It is unfortunate that they've had this whole coronavirus situation. I get it. It's not the norm. But come on. What makes you a company or a club in this situation, in this instant, is how you handle things through adversity. And you turn around and you tell these people, these poor people, that, they're like the bottom feeders of the club, the people that serve the pies and the beers and the cleaning and all washing the players' clothes and all this stuff. You turn around and say you want furlough, have a bubble. You're having a bubble. Honestly, seriously, it's probably all of those salaries combined is probably a handful of the players' salaries. Not even that. Not even that. So for me, I'm in Diesel's camp here. Have a word with yourself, Spurs. You know what? It's embarrassing. I'm shocked. That's how I feel about it. I mean, they need to pay these people for a couple of months. Come on now.
Lev, yeah. When you've got Spurs fans coming out and saying, "I'm ashamed to be a Spurs fan right now because of their actions," that sort of tells you all you need to know, really.
I'd love to hear what Expressions feels about it. Expressions, what he feels about it. Can anyone pronounce his name? Sorry, mate. I'll read.
I can. It's Sufyan
Thank you for the donation.
Sufyan
Where's
Mohammed.
Johnny? He says,
Where's Johnny?
Here's Johnny.
Where is Johnny?
I hope you're all well, by the way. I don't know. I'm going to have to ring him up. I will ring him up and see how he is. I hope he's okay. I will ring him up. I haven't rang him up for a few days. I'm going to ring him up. And I hope I can get him on. And,
my views on this, boys. I'm in the Diesel and Lev camp. For me, I think it's absolutely disgraceful. You got the government that keep coming out and saying, you know, we're all in this together. Terry, I'm only looking at another angle. I'm looking at a business angle. Yeah, no, I'm looking at a business angle, and we don't think like business people, right? Yeah. We think as an ordinary fan on the street. These people are running a business, and I'm afraid that's how business works. Yeah, but
they've just bought a new stadium, which is going to cost them a fortune in interest, and by that interest ain't going to go away while that stadium is not being serviced. That interest is going to pile up. I understand. I understand your views on it, and the three of you have got very good points on it. But I'm looking at another angle on this as well. So.
I'm just going to quickly read these super chats out, and I'll just finish off what I was going to say.
Sorry, mate.
That's all right, mate. One of the cheeks has put, when this is all over, no more cash or electronics.
100% won the cheeks. 100%. That is where this is going. Diesel, you know, we'll talk about this later, Diesel.
Alexander has put, Claude, comparing what's going on with the coronavirus to 911 is like comparing Arsenal FC to Luton FC, mate. This is an absolute catastrophic.
No, I didn't compare the two. You asked me about these people. Why don't they bloody listen? I'm sorry. Why don't you listen? Listen, please, Alexander. Thank you for the donation. But listen what I'm saying. People keep asking me, but the world is gone. The world started to go with the Twin Towers. Things went crazy after that. So listen to what I'm saying. I'm not comparing the two.
Yeah, to be fair, Alex, he didn't compare the two. He did mention.
I'm not comparing the two.
In no way did he compare the two.
Just getting back to what we was talking about. I forgot my train of thought now. What was we talking about? I've totally forgot what we were talking about. Oh, yeah, Spurs thing. Yeah, we were talking about Spurs.
Yeah, the Spurs, yeah.
Yeah, for me, I would...
Daniel's saying the right thing there. Business should take care of not just them. And
I agree with that.
This isn't just...
As far as
this isn't just some... It's not a small fry business. It's a joke.
Listen,
I don't care. It's a joke.
Lev, as far as I'm concerned, right, if this was happening in the time when Tony Adams was captain, I fully think...
Unfortunately, the steward at Tottenham will not help them win the league. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What I'm going to say is that if this was the time when Tony Adams was our captain, I would 100% believe that he would have got hold of all the players because he's our captain, and he would have said to everyone, "Look, we've all got to stick together here. We're all one club. We're all under the same banner, and I think we need to take a pay cut to help the whole club out." And I truly believe that he would have done that because he was Arsenal through and through, and that's what Harry Kane should do in my eyes for Tottenham. He should have done that already. But yeah, go on, Diesel.
Do you know what I was just about to say to you? As captain, right? I don't think Tony would have got permission from the club. He just would have gone ahead and done it. He would have organised a meeting with the players, and I think they would have made sure that their family were looked after, right? So when I'm looking at Spurs now, do we blame Joe Jordan or or Levy, because I'm looking at those players. Bear in mind, they've all probably got 10, 20 cars each sitting there on their drive, all cost 100 grand, and they don't even drive them, right? So that, you know, the little lady in the tea room, all the cooks who make sure that they're fed, all the important people, right, who are essential to running a club behind the scenes who we don't see, right? Yeah. You're telling me, right, those players who meet with these guys and speak to them day in, day out in the, on the training pitch, on the training ground and all that. You're telling me all those players, right, can't meet up and say, look, I can afford to lose, shave off 10 grand. You know, the highest earners maybe 15, 20 grand. You're telling me between them, that money could not fund these guys who are essential to the club.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you got 10 cars, you sell 5. You still got 5 cars. I'm sorry. Exactly. These guys have got mansions. They've got property. Come on. What's 10 grand to Harry Kane?
Exactly.
For example.
Exactly. I totally agree with you, Diesel.
Take a cut as players and pay everybody else.
Yeah.
Take a cut as players and say, do you know what? Look after the rest of our staff, guys. That's what you do as a team, right? It's all well and good talking as a team on the pitch, but what about the team overall? Take a cut, take a 20% cut and say, guys, gaffer, chairman, anyone, pay those people, because they're the people that matter. They're the ones that's going to hit. They're the ones with mortgages and bills that they can't afford to pay or are struggling to get by. They haven't got flipping Ferraris and Lambos and £10 million houses. They've got, they're living normal life.
Makes a great point. Chadwick makes a great point here.
Go on, the Chadders.
Chadwick. He says, you guys say the owners are billionaires. You guys are smart. That money is mostly sunk into the market and the stock market is tanking. The billions of dollars are changing to millions. This is what I'm saying. All that money is going into that. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that, Claude. But like these people, they're not on the biggest salaries, are they? As probably, I think Diesel mentioned, they're probably on 15, 20 grand or 25 grand a piece. Maximum. That's chump change to these clubs. They spend more than that on fixing sprinkler systems and things like that. So come on, have a word with yourselves.
If smaller clubs are doing it, why can't Spurs do it?
Mate, it's different if you're down in the Division 2 or Altrincham or somewhere like that, but have a word with yourself. The Premier League have got no excuse not to look after their staff. I don't care what anyone says. It's a joke.
Yeah. No, I totally agree, boys. I totally agree. All right, let's bring that to a close now and let's get on to what we were talking about earlier about the virus. Obviously, it's not good news again at the moment. You know, it's doubling basically every day now. There's something I want to pick up on just quickly, and that is obviously.
What is the actual figure, Terry? What's the actual figure at the moment?
I will get it up now. If you just want to read out the super chat from Chadwick while I'm doing that.
Where's that?
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
Unfortunately, greed makes the world go round. But let me tell you,
100%.
It's the greed. Let me tell you, it's the greed, like you all call the greed, that give people the jobs in the first place. But anyway.
Another 569 people have died in the last 24 hours, making it up to 2,921. So nearly.
That's in England, yeah. In England, yeah.
That's in England.
Great Britain. Or GB, the whole of Britain. Oh.
Yeah, that's England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland.
What percentage of that is the population? Still under? What percentage is that of the population? It's still a small percentage.
It's still a small percentage.
It's a very small percentage.
You know, I mean, obviously,
what I'm saying is it hitting its peak now? Is it?
No.
Hitting peak?
No, nowhere near it in its peak. Yeah, no. What it is, we're on the up curve now. We are on the up curve now, and it's only going to go up and up and up now. That's what's happening. I just want to say that our thoughts and prayers.
I thought with all this lockdown, it'd be going down.
That's dodgy, isn't it?
I want to come back to that, Claude. I just want to say our thoughts and prayers obviously go out to the 13-year-old boy that died, like Diesel said earlier. The youngest person that's died from it is a newborn baby in America today.
Today. Yeah, today.
And obviously, we lost one of the great comedians today, Eddie Large.
No.
Yeah, he died today.
Not from that.
Yeah, he was having heart problems anyway.
He was very old, wasn't he? He was like,
he was very old. He was 73, I think.
It's very sad.
No, it's not old.
Was he really? Was he really
Yeah.
only that young?
Yeah. He was taken in
when I was a kid. I used to love him.
He was taken in the hospital with heart problems and contracted the disease, COVID-19, while he was in there, and that's what killed him.
Ooh.
Him and Little and Large and Cannonball legends when I was growing up.
That was fantastic.
I didn't know that. That's the first thing I heard about that. When was that? This morning or?
Yes, sometime this morning it was. Yeah, rest in peace. We got rest in peace, Eddie Large. He was 78. 78 he was, Dev. So yeah, just getting back to this, you were saying about
78. So he was the more susceptible. Not to say it's not sad, or not to say that it's obviously, he's not a victim of it, but someone like
I don't think there's an age
someone like a
group
13-year-old or a newborn is terrible.
I don't think there's an age group. It's just anyone. I mean, it's shown that the 13-year-old kid. I mean, this doesn't matter whether you're 70.
Yeah. I mean.
I just want to say and all to Omar. He put in the chat earlier on. I hope you're all good, Omar. We're thinking of you, mate. His aunt, he said, has just been tested positive. So all our wishes go out to you, mate, and hope she, hope she only gets a mile. It's hit me and all. You know what I mean? Someone I actually know from around my area. I've just found out today that their dad's passed away from it. So it's becoming really, really serious now. And what I want to pick up on, right, is obviously I work nights. Unfortunately, I still got to go out and work. And this morning, coming home at 6 o'clock, the cars that was going into London was just like a normal day. I've noticed this now on the last sort of couple of days that it's just getting back to normal now. So the government, in my eyes, seeing that this curve is going up and up and up now, everybody's, people contracting it and people dying at a really high rate now. You've got to shut this country down because people are not listening. And it's these people, unfortunately, that are probably have got it, unfortunately, because, I see people out on the street that's coughing and spluttering, but they need to go to work still to get money. Yeah. So they need help, and you need to stop these people going out and keep them at home and say, we will help you. Because if the government don't do this, I'm telling you now, we will be one of the highest countries of bodies with the highest death rate, because that peak is going up and up and up now, and people are not listening. I'm seeing it with my own eyes. You know what I mean? There's people out there now. That's what I mean. At 6 o'clock, driving towards London, and it's just like a normal day now. Last week, it was dead. It was dead on the road. So,
do you know what? I just want to give a personal, a big up, really. And I know this guy is a very controversial guy, but he's really impressed me, and that is Piers Morgan.
Yeah.
No, honestly, on Twitter, I like all his stuff, and I retweet a lot of what he says. I know a lot of people who are working; they don't want to work, right? But their companies, their employers are putting pressure on them, right, to work, and they're basically in not so many words, but basically, if you don't come in and work, you're not getting paid, and you will lose your job. And there's people who. It's the fear factor. I don't want to work. I'm scared about catching this. I've got family at home, but I know if I don't work, they're going to sack me. And there's a lot of that going on. It's very common. I know a lot. And Piers Morgan is actually, he tweets out, any companies who are doing this, let me know. And he's doing his bit. And I know he gets a lot of pelters and he's getting a lot of stick. But there's a few situations, I believe, where the government have pandered and they've actually come out and announced certain things due to pressure that people like Piers Morgan are putting on him.
Yeah.
Because he's out in it all. And I love that.
Do you know what?
So I just wanted to respect him.
Yeah, no, you know what, Diesel? I totally and absolutely agree with you, right?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like him because he doesn't give people time to answer. I hear that all the time. You know what I mean? He's jumping on top of them, but that's because these people just go around the asses with their answers. Instead of giving a straight answer of the question that he's asking, they try and get round it all the time with politics and you know what I mean, and things like that. Just come out and actually say what he wants, what we want to hear. I'm fed up of watching these daily interviews now, right? And all they're talking about, all they're talking about is businesses and these tests, right? These tests. Hardly anything gets mentioned at all about the 500 and what was it, 60 odd people that have actually lost their lives today. Now that's what I want to hear. I want to know how they're going to stop this. I'm not bothered about businesses. At the end of the day, money is nothing compared to life in my eyes, right? Life is so much more important than money. Yes, I agree with them. Once this is over, it is going to be hard. Everyone's going to be in hardship, and it's going to be hard to get back on our feet. But at the moment, my priority would be to save lives. And how do you save that? For me, they should have done this a month ago, and that's kept everyone in across the world for a month. It should have been simultaneously done around the world. And if everyone stayed in for a month, then hopefully that would have killed it off. But what you've got now is you've got Italy that done it, 6 to 8 weeks ago. You've got Spain that done it 6 to 5 weeks ago. You've got America that's done it a month ago, and we still haven't done it yet. So all we're doing is prolonging this situation. That is all we're doing. So unfortunately, people like Claude that are on their own in a room that are going stir crazy already, this ain't going to help people like them, unfortunately. We need to stop it now. That is my view. Sorry, boys. I'm very passionate about this because life to me is more important than money. I don't care about money.
Just leave the food places open. No, I mean the supermarkets open, and that's it. Bang.
Well
just
said,
stay
Nick.
indoors.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. I mean, at least then we can get this. The sooner, if we do it now for 3 or 4 weeks, where everything is shut down, I'm sure it'll get better. But
exactly.
no one taking any notice. Even like last night, I was walking about it. They're all walking around like zombies out there. They don't give 2 meter fucking 2 meters. They don't give 2 meters. They don't care. No one gives a shit. No one gives a shit.
Terry.
Oh, sorry, Lev.
Mate, listen.
We've got a super chat, mate. Sorry. From Alexander. He's put,
I'm
a professional. He's put, COVID-19 is catastrophic. United States is facing health challenges the world has never seen. You all be safe. Claude, take it easy, mate. Thank you very much, Alexander. Thank you.
Alex.
Sorry, Lev. Go on. Sorry, mate.
Mate, listen. Firstly, we've done a couple of shows with regards to this, haven't we? And personally, I just think the government acted way too late. All right, we had the opportunity. It was when it first kicked off in China. By the time it got to us, we were in a comfortable position where we could have pre-prepared for this. And then it hit Italy, then it hit Spain. We could have done something about this a long time ago, right? Instead, we've dilly-dallied. The lockdowns have been very wishy-washy. The tests, the big thing for me is the testing. Like, why haven't we focused on the masses rather than, certain celebrities and this, that, and the other? Why have we not focused on the masses to get tests out to everybody as soon as possible? That should have been the first thing. If you can get people tested, then see if they've contracted it. And then obviously then there's a secondary test, which is to see if they've contracted it, got over it, and then developed antibodies for it, which shows that your immune system has built up for it and you can handle it. Why haven't we done all of this stuff? Why have we waited so long? For me, I'm going to be very straight and honest about this. For me, something doesn't sound right about all of this to me. I'll be very frank and honest about it. I don't care what people think, whether it's just something doesn't make sense to me about all of this. We've waited so long. There's people, don't get me wrong, the figures and the deaths are appalling. People suffering are appalling. I wouldn't. Yeah, go on.
Sorry, just while you're saying that, the rate of people that are dying, Sky News have just tweeted out now that the corona pandemic has reached a grim landmark with more than 1 million cases confirmed worldwide.
Christ.
Okay, I get all of that. I get all of that. I get all of that. But how many of those cases are severe and fatal is what I'd like to know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know it's there. It does exist. I'm not saying it's not, it's not a serious matter and we should be dealing with it. But if it's a perspective, there's illnesses that are far more traumatic and deadly than this. But what I'm saying to you is, statistically, by the way, far more deadly than this. But, if we were to focus on those and beam those on the news every day, people were thinking those illnesses are a pandemic. But what I'm saying is, why haven't the governments acted sooner? Why have they let it just simply just swoop in and easily just sort of start affecting people? The people that are at most risk are the people with the low immune systems. We know that. People that have illnesses and prior illnesses and things like that, they are at risk.
Yeah.
But it's almost like we've just waited and we've let us where the NHL, we're going to struggle. We're all sitting around indoors on lockdown. Why wasn't it dealt with sooner? So I get everything. It is traumatic. But for me, something does not seem right about all of this. And I'm just going to put it out there. I've had a couple of stellars, so I'm just going to say it. Something's not right about this for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Claude, do you want to pick up on anything on there, mate?
No, it's all a mystery, isn't it? We will never know the real truth on this. I think there's a lot hidden from us. I think a lot is hidden from us. I don't think we're told the real truth about the whole thing. It's just that we have to pray that sooner or later this has come to an end. But I don't know. I know there are a lot of conspiracy theories out there. I know that, but no one knows the real truth. No one knows that.
I mean, the thing is,
I do think we're hidden. I think a lot of stuff is hidden from us. I don't think.
I mean,
I don't think politicians around the world are being totally honest with us.
Listen. I mean, we as Lev just said, I mean, we are going to be doing a conspiracy theory show that's coming really soon. For me, government, we are just pigeons, and the government will only let you know what they want you to know. So we're just like pigeons in a box. We're all in a box, and they will not let you know anything outside of that box. What they want you to know and what you need,
Terry,
they do.
The word conspiracy is used too much for me. Conspiracy is used to make people believe that something might potentially not be real, right? That's what that word is used for. It makes people think, oh, it's a conspiracy. But is it really a conspiracy? Let's be honest here. The government, we all know, could have dealt with this a lot better. In my opinion, we all saw it coming. We all saw it. If we can see it coming, why can't they see it coming?
Yeah, no, I'll tell you. Listen, just quickly, on this point, the way I would have done it, this is me personally, the way I would have done it, I would have said to everyone, listen, everyone stay at home. Obviously, we need the NHS workers and a few other of the frontliners out there. What they're doing is a fantastic job. We all praise you and hope you stay safe and come out of the hospitals after helping these patients out and go back to your families. Because a lot of these doctors and nurses, they're isolating themselves in hotels, staying away from their own families and children. We've got to remember that and all. It ain't just people like ourselves that have to stay in and Claude people that have to stay on their own. These doctors and nurses, most of them are isolating themselves from their own family. So we must remember that too. But for me, I would have just said to everyone, stay at home. If you're a family of 5, you got it now. You get £150 a week, and anyone that's got more kids than that will get £200 a week. You can't spend any money. We can't spend any money at the moment. We don't need to get any shopping or anything like that. We only need to have food for the bare essentials, right? And all the rest of the money, what they should have done was said, look, we're going to pay the gas companies, we're going to pay the water companies, we're going to pay the electric companies to keep it all going, and everything else should have come to a standstill. That's the way the government should have done it, in my eyes. And they haven't. They've done it the wrong way round, and they was too slow with all this PPE gear. And now they're saying that we do need to wear the mask because any coughing or sneezing, you can catch it from there. That's what they're saying. So you know, it from the start.
Terry, we're not. See, we all think it's about coughing, but it could be something in the air as well. You don't know.
I've said that from the start.
Air particles.
Yeah. From the start.
Everyone is going about just someone coughing, but we're not told the truth on here. I'm telling you what, we're not told the truth.
Yeah.
Do you know what? To be honest with you, we are all just a number. We're all numbers.
Absolutely, 100%.
No one gives a
Claude,
shit.
I agree with you on that, 100%.
They don't give a shit. They care about themselves. Let me tell you what, everyone is a number. You go tomorrow, you're just a statistic. He goes tomorrow, he's another statistic. Oh, he's gone tomorrow, another statistic.
Exactly.
No one
he's just a PM. You think he's scoring the shots? No, he's not.
Yeah, no one deep down. The only people that care about you is yourself and your families and your friends. These politicians, all they're looking at is the figures.
Yeah.
You know, if they really care, we'd all be having tests now, every one of us.
Exactly. Melina, we've got a super chat here from Melina. Thank you so much, Melina.
A great... Melina. Sorry, I had to say that.
Thank you for your continued support and all, Melina, as well as a few others in the chat. You've been brilliant. In
America, the 5G bill was signed while the world was focusing on COVID-19. There's something bigger.
Right. Do you know what, Terry? Can I say something on that? Melina,
mate.
You know,
keep that on there. Keep that
on. That's the first subject we're going to cover on the conspiracy show we're going to be doing, coronavirus and the 5G link. Now, if you look at 5G, it's everywhere right now. I've heard many people telling me that 5G is being put up whilst we're all on lockdown, right? And 5G is something that messes with us on a frequency level far more than we will know, right? And this is something we'll touch on when we do the shows. But Melina knows what she's talking about. The 5G messes with our psychology. It messes with our mental system. It messes. We're literally antennas, right? And everything we pick up is from the 5G. So we'll touch on that. But she's 100% hit the nail on the head. There is something going on with that. And part of the theories are we're all on lockdown because they're going around putting up. And these 5G masks, some of the symptoms that comes with 5G apparently are, check this out, boys. Headaches, respiratory systems, just basically the very, very similar systems to what you get with corona. Breathe, all sorts. People collapsing, temperatures. All these type of systems are linked with 5G also, apparently. So I'm not saying it's real. I'm not saying it's confirmed. But that's what I've been reading up recently. So, Melina, that's an very interesting topic. You want to talk about Alexander Gomez's comment, Terry?
Well, I can't
Terry's like, I'll stop it.
Come on.
Stop it, Alex. Stop it.
I appreciate you, Terry. I appreciate you.
We love you, Terry.
Alexander, thank you so much for your contribution, mate. And he's put, Terry, you're doing a brilliant job. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that, mate.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, he does
sounds
a lot.
like it's going to burst into an R&B track
good
there.
work behind the scenes as well. Terry does a lot of work behind the scenes and has done a really good for this channel, and I really appreciate that.
No, thank you. We're all doing a good job.
I appreciate you too, Terry.
we're always one, boys. We're always one.
So, I know we're all doing our job.
Diesel, do you appreciate Terry? I appreciate you, Diesel. Claude, I appreciate you, Claude. I definitely appreciate Claude.
I'm doing nothing lately. I'm doing fine.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Lev, I told you that Stan wanted to join us for the conspiracy corner. We need to talk about Bigfoots and all, he said.
Stan the man, call me.
Stan the man.
Honestly, we are gonna do this shit. We're gonna go for it, and I'm gonna go no holes barred on it. I don't care anymore. If people think I'm loony, whatever.
Sebastian, thank you for your super chat. He will do that at the end of the show, which will be quite soon. We've been going for an hour.
Signature, yeah.
We've been going for an hour and 20 minutes.
Sebastian's trying to finish us now.
I just want to quickly.
Terry, I think he's hinting now.
What's that?
I think he's hinting now.
Yeah, no, I'm going to quickly pick up on Sky breaking news again. The coronavirus, Premier League executive push plans for 25% player pay cuts, like we were talking about earlier. So they're trying to push it through now that they have 25.
Yeah, they say pay cuts is deferrals, really. Deferrals.
Yeah.
Guys, just a quick one. Right? Do you think it's a bit embarrassing?
They put pay cut. It's not a pay cut. It's deferrals. They'll eventually get them back. Anyway,
do you think it's a bit embarrassing that no Premier League club or no players have come forward and actually offered?
Yeah.
Because if that's enforced, great, but there is still an element of like for me, there's an element of you're doing it because you're forced to. You're not doing it because you want to.
Yeah, I can understand, but see, they live in a certain lifestyle, and when you get used to that certain lifestyle, to take that cut sometimes can affect you. I know we're not in that position. You see what I'm saying?
Come on, these guys are multi-millionaires.
No, you've got to understand.
It's tough, isn't it? It's tough.
They have a certain lifestyle. If they cut that lifestyle, it's different. You know what I mean? It's hard. It's not easy. It's not as easy as you think.
It must be with Boise when he said,
jacuzzi off a little bit sooner, babe.
So, Boise, we can have caviar 3 times a week now, you know?
Yeah. Can we cut down on the caviar, babe? Because there's a coronavirus going on.
What you don't understand, the more money, and if you in their position, the more money they get, they spend it anyway. They spend it freely because they
more
use
money, more problems.
Like we go in McDonald's, they'll spend $1,000 a night on dinner, but we'll go to McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, there's a difference. There's a difference when you've got someone like Madonna who's naked in her bath with all these rose petals all around her, trying to send a message out that she's with us and, you know what I mean, that she understands that we're all in hardship and all things like that. And then you've got Sam Smith that's sitting on his doorstep crying in front of his mansion with all his cars and his bikes and a swimming pool and a gym. You know what I mean? All in there.
Who's Sam Smith? He's the one that won Wimbledon in 1970, Sam Smith.
Claude,
who is that?
Why we love you.
Is he the one that won Wimbledon in 1970?
No, he's the sinner, Claude. The sinner.
Oh, Sam Smith. All right.
You're on about Pete Sampras.
No, I'm thinking of Stan Smith. Stan Smith. And I'm thinking, that's it.
Oh, I remember the trainers.
I'll tell you what.
He beat the Stars in the final in 1970. I can't remember now.
No, I've heard the name. Do you know what? It's funny though, right? Because if that's what Claude's saying about players, right, they can go out and spend $1,000 a night. My answer to that is, well, they're on lockdown, so they can't spend that. So what the money they would have spent on that meal, bloody well put it in the club here.
I'll tell you what we do. I'll tell you what we do. We do a challenge for people in the comments and anyone's out there, right? If anyone is brave enough to reenact Madonna's video and idle your parts and things like that and come up with a little sketch, we'll play it on the next show. There you go. Send it on the inbox. Diesel's up for it. Let's go up for it.
Please, can a woman win this?
Whatever, boys. Now I've had a couple of drinks. It's a good time to ask me. Just fuck it. Just ask me.
Cover up all your bits, and you know what I mean. Keep it nice and finny, and come up with a little message. Make us
that is optional. It's optional.
Yeah. make us stay in like Madonna wants us to do. Do you know what I mean? Then we'll play it next time on the link. I think that's a great way to end the show. So I just want to thank the two bouncers that are underneath me, Diesel and Lev, for coming on.
Nice one, Till.
No problem. Hope you stay safe.
Yes, traders.
And obviously the big man himself, Claude. Stay safe in that room.
Oh, just about.
Everyone in the comments, I just want to say thank you very much. Without you, the show wouldn't be half as great as what it is. I mean, everyone in all of us four, and Eva Shaheen in the back. You know what I mean? We all thank you very much. Please go and hit the like button. Just one simple thing we ask you to do. Just hit the like button. That helps us grow the show. And we'll see you again. So, Claude, it's over to you.
It's time to go!
See you all soon. Thank you very much.
Later on.